What up, everybody? It's Ponter here, and today we've got an actual special game. This was a match mode game played on Seaside quite recently. It's a 5v5 match mode, and we've got some pretty interesting teams. And it's going to take a while for the game to actually start, so we'll just speed it up. We played a bunch of games in this match mode environments. Not all of them were great, but as we can see, we've kind of got... This is the opposing team that I will be facing. So we got Douche, J-Man, Teflon, Clark, and Kickapoo, I believe is... Yeah, that's the arrangement. And this is the team that I end up on, basically because they needed a guy to play. And it's kind of like the lunatics are running the asylum. Like, there's just no players here that in my opinion, have actual like clan war or match mode experience. Like Diarmer and Donald Duck kind of have some, and also Peru kind of have some experience playing match modes, but it's not super experienced. And then this agent guy who's a complete unknown in my opinion, like, he just kind of came on the scene. He beat Kickapoo in some 1v1s, so he actually like knows how to play 1v1s. Like, he plays meta in that, and that was kind of what kicked off these match modes. We were all just speccing these 1v1s again between Agent and Kickapoo, and then just everyone piled in, and we started playing some proper match modes. And the issue is basically Diarmer and Agent both want to play support, and we spend like a good 5-10 minutes arguing about who plays support. And eventually, I believe Diarmer just capitulates to the insistence of Agent to play support. So we'll just fast forward it. Like, they're already asking us to ready, and we're not readied. And yeah, like, I was asked to play Med Air by Diarmer, if you just caught that. Yeah, we're at an impasse. I say I'm going to go Meds. And here we go. So, yeah, this is a serious team. Like, this guy's not playing. Spectre Baiterball is not playing. So it's like, I don't even know if Douche is playing. But it's a scary team. And yeah, this is like why I think this guy is like a noob. Like, he thinks just because it's ranked, it means means less, when it's really the opposite. Like, it's very, this is all about winning the game, not scoring high like a noob. So I go mediums. The theme of this is going to be watching me go mediums and just harassing Teflon. Like, I pop his scouts. I kind of make a mistake. I fly a little wide there. I should have gone in and defended the town push a little bit more. But already laying down some damage. Like, Peru gets wiped. And what they're doing is J-Man is inf, and Kickapoo is on armor, I believe. Yeah, Kickapoo's on armor, and Clark is on armor. And I guess, like, I should have switched to heavy air at this point, but I really didn't have any confidence in Agent. And also, I was just kind of checked out of this team. Like, they told me to play mediums. Like, I was happy to play inf, really. And this guy, he seems to know the meta of where to go as support, so he's not completely clueless in terms of support play style. But also, like, in a 5v5 mediums, like, you're going to get mediums eventually anyways, especially once town gets wrecked. Like, you're going to need it. And, like, we do okay. Like, J-Man gets the deadly inf in there, but Duck does decent in his own inf positioning. And Diarmer's no slouch on armor. Like, he's doing his own drops. And my mediums are going to be able to shut down Teflon. So even if this agent guy can't hack it as support, we won't have a complete total failure collapse. And I guess I'm harassing Teflon here. Like, what's the point of going, like, I could counter their weakest player, who's Clark, with heavy air, but if we go double heavy air, then they'll probably just tell Clark to go mediums, and then I'll have to go mediums anyway. So I might as well just keep the air supremacy through the whole game. And the thing with mediums, like, a lot of people underestimate how good they are at killing stuff on the ground. Like, if you just park them somewhere and chip away at buildings, you can pop light units pretty well. Like, anytime there's no support, and like, look, like this, like Teflon is mentally dominated. Like, he could have killed this light tank, but he can't because there's 3. Even though we have no AA protecting the armor, he's been chased off. So that's the kind of power of mediums. And I'm also giving Diarmor lots of line of sight, so he can pop that AA. And like, look, Teflon wants to come into town to beat on our inf, but I chase him off with a well-placed missile. So that's kind of like the power of medium. This is like me coping, I guess, about the thing. Like this, this guy's an enigma. Like, he plays well at some points, but then like a rep tank. Like, I'm dubious of rep tanks when you have triple troop transports. I guess like Douche has also a rep tank, but yeah, kind of dubious of it. And again, like, I'm just hovering here, covering the armor, and we'll see. Like, I'm a little out of position here, but you know, he's gonna pay a price, like a heavy price, for popping that heavy, like losing 2 choppers like that. Like, he's gonna have to now go slink back and wait for his scout to do anything effective. Classic real armor scan. Love to see it. I think that was pretty clutch, actually. And look, like, yeah, he's trying to pop this heavy, but he's chased away and he can't finish the job. So that's like kind of the power of mediums, like where there was no AA. And like, yeah, 2 rep tanks, dubious. That's dubious. And like, his account says that he's like Tony Abbott, and he's used, like, so this guy was around in 2017 at least when Tony Abbott was active, and like, he knows Tony Abbott's Smurf. So it's just like a mystery, complete mystery. Like, maybe it's Tony Abbott actually trolling, but I really highly doubt that. I don't know Tony Abbott very well. Maybe somebody who does can tell me if this is something that he would have done. Complete baffling mystery, though. And you can just see, like, this is not meta support, in my opinion. 2 rep tanks is just insane. Blobbing 2 rep tanks is also insane. And not having anything at beach is insane in a 5v5. Like, losing all your rep tanks, well, I mean, it's not really insane, it's just bad play. And see here, here's the power of mediums, and like, this is my strategy. Like, I think, yeah, Douche is having trouble getting his AA into town, so I'm just sitting here slaughtering everything along with real armor, and like, with the added benefit of keeping this guy away. But now I have to go on a rescue mission for Diarmor, a little too late, so I was out of position there. But again, I can punish him. Oh, sorry, your rank chopper is dead. And I'm going to keep these guys alive. Like, that's kind of my goal. Like, I'm just going to play, like, I don't play mediums a lot, especially in pubs. I hate playing mediums. I feel like there's no point. And in, like, these guys assume that, like, I'm just good at air, but that's really not my main. Like, I'm more comfortable playing armor or in for support in a match mode. I guess I can, like, I played so much air in match modes now that I'm pretty comfortable at air as well. But like, this is not my main. Again, the 2 rep tanks, man. I guess, like, if you're playing with a medium air player, you can get away with it. Like, oh, I lose a chopper there. But yeah, Teflon's gonna struggle here. Like, he doesn't really kill much, and he gets wiped pretty hard. And again, like, that's a good flanking positions with the anti-air. But you see, okay, we're winning. Like, we've held town for most of the game. Like, Donald Duck has done an admirable job holding back J-Man. That's questionable. Like, I think a carpet here would have been sick. It was just absolutely sick. I and we'll get to the TA management, but we're at the 12:30 mark. And that means nukes are gonna happen. And really, like, you shouldn't be spending TA on anything at this point. You should be saving. And again, I'm chipping away at stuff. I'm like forward position. Teflon can't go in on this like relatively naked tank. Like an air player without a medium player hovering there would have dived. But watch, I'm just gonna pop. Scout dead. Air is neutered. What can he do? Like he can kill the guys not in smoke, I guess. Yeah, he can do that. But boom, we get a cap. Like that heavy tank should have been dead. And still Clark is on. Clark and Kickapoo are on armor. And like double armor on this is, I guess, infeasible. Like this is a stronger team. And here comes the nuke. And yeah, look at this. He switches to air and then he switches to support. He's deleting all his units. Like this is classic Pubstar move. Like we'll see. Like the Jeeps were here. Yeah, Diarmer's thing survived. I guess if you had pulled them back, if he had pulled those Jeeps back, they would have survived. I think. And Donald Duck again. Wait, like this heavy air support. This should have been pooled to whoever was closest to a nuke, and we should have done a counter nuke. I mean, that's like that's not going to prevent a cap because the inf is in town. Yeah, never place support on my team. And yeah, he spawns in with like a shit ton of rep tanks, like, and he's gonna blob. Like that's also a mistake. Like you shouldn't blob like this. I mean, we all make this mistake. But yeah, you shouldn't switch. Like, you shouldn't really switch off. Switch off as a support player if you have Jeeps on the grounds. And yeah, like he loses half his shit there to Artie, or more than half his shit to Artie. Like that's why you don't blob. And like waiting, he like the whole switch just because if you lose most of your units, you get all your reinforcement points back. But yeah, like where's the Jeeps? Like they died. Yeah, and they didn't die; they were deleted. That's an important distinction there. And they have a big savage comeback. But, like, we got a good lead on them. Their double armor is now going to pay off, I guess. Because, like, look, they can control the beach really well, and they can control town. And, like, they have a lot of buildings left, and we don't. And I think I want to talk about the kind of two different play styles of infantry. And, oh yeah, well, watch this. They're going for a cap. Look, one light unit's dead. Okay, real armor's coming in. I'm chipping away another light unit dead. So I'm sitting there along with air just killing everything, denying the cap. So medium air plays. Again, no Jeeps. Like, there's just no sharing of TA on this team. And compare that to how look at J-Man's score. J-Man's the inf and he's outscoring everybody, including the support. And unfortunate cap there. Again, like this should have been sitting on that point blocking. The concept of here's the first nuke. The concept of pooling TA to the inf player, which is kind of like the J-Man strategy, works. It works very well when the inf player is capable of playing the entire map and doing drops everywhere and microing everything. It's really the ideal. Like I think the inf player should be saturated with TA, and then the armor player should be saturated with TA. And both of those players should be doing constant drops everywhere. See, like, J-Man, like, look, D-Armor is doing drops, but, like, Duck spends all his TA on not drops. Like, we saw he was doing gas, he was doing, my laundry is done, fuck's sake. Yeah, he's doing gas, he's doing all sorts of things, and I'll be right back, and we'll just watch this happen. Oh yeah, look at me finding the Jeeps, but nobody kills the Jeeps. It's such a shame.
Your reinforcements are now at the battle.
And yeah, I think the strategy of dumping TA onto the inf player is going to win. And look at Teflon, he's got 3 scouts now. That's mental domination right there. And I've got, a bunch of ranked up guys. And yeah, again, like Donald Duck is throwing down TA. Like this is improper TA use. You should be doing draw. Like that's 12 TA. Like, I don't see any drops. Like, where's the inf drops over here? And then now this guy's coping about the med air. It's because the team didn't trust you, man. Like, that's why I played med air. Oh my god. And now Donald Duck is asking for TA, I'm assuming for his own drops, even though he just burned 20 or 12 on shit. But let's see if he does any drops at all. And again, like, we've got 4 anti-air in town when we're trying to push beach, and like, this is tunnel vision right here. Like, you need an AA over here, you need an AA over here. I mean, we need a heavy arty right here as well. But where's all that TA, guys? Like, we're gonna see. We'll see. Finally, we're getting jeeps down. That's very late. Like, that's like 5 to 6 minutes late. Again, he had to save for his own nuke, and that's why we didn't get the jeeps. But I think jeeps are a bigger priority than the nuke, honestly. And yeah, Kickapoo is just slamming lights into town. That's kind of dubious. And Teflon, dodge it. What a dodge. And I wonder who threw that air-to-air down. Very curious to know. Maybe it was real armor. But yeah, like, we don't need to waste... Like, don't waste... Oh yeah, and here we go. Clark has gone mediums. And like, that's why you go mediums early on. Because the other team is going to go mediums eventually too. And I have ranked up choppers. So I'm going to beat him. And then again, like... Oh, just... Like, this should have been preventing that cap. There shouldn't have been a medium arty there. Like, that TA should have been used for APCs on the flank and infantry on the flank. Like, notice there's never infantry here. There is a nice sniper, but he's in the wrong position. Okay, he's moving it. And again, they get a cap. That's like the second easy cap that this should have blocked. Like, you can block a cap with a repair tank against a an anti-air. And again, Donald Duck is throwing down TA, no drops anywhere. No drops over here to defend. No sniper over here to defend. And like, you can see J-Man is just working this over with his own shit. And we have another unnecessary airstrike. Like, the TA management is lamentable in this. Maybe it'll hurt some choppers here. Nope. Unlucky. And Diamar is forced to do drops, even though they're like twice as expensive. And we're getting out, like, he's getting out dropped by J-Man, who's just tossed another 3. Because everyone on this team is dumping on J-Man. And he's responsibly using the TA. Okay, this is good. Yeah, this is great. Like, this is what you need. You need to be dropping an APC over here, like, every second spawn all the time. And, oh, that's an unfortunate decap. Like, holy shit. That's really clumsy. So they're burning us hard now. They got the research. Like, we got the beach, which is nice. I think he he didn't solo cap that, but like, not a lot of AA. Like 2 rep tanks again. Dubious. He's getting clustered. Like, he's sitting there for so long, he's getting clustered. Like, finally an AA is sent over here. That's nice. And then look at this. Finally, Donald Duck does some drops too, but they're right on the point. Like, 2 nukes, man? Really? 2? Like, Diamar, I thought you were better than this, man. Like, you don't need 2 nukes. And, like, this nuke is completely pointless. Like, it's going to decap the beach, but it's so easy to decap beach. And actually, it doesn't decap beach. Oh, wait, no, it does. Okay. But it should have gone over here if you're going to do 2 nukes. Or you should have waited to kill their spawn again. And yeah, this is kind of a mistake. It's just like, you can't really capitalize. And like, oh no, the death of the captain? No. But my ranked choppers are getting whittled down. The 2 nukes is just painful. Like, that's 3 nukes that we dropped. really not good. And you notice like they're doing accurate TA on us because there's infant in these woods, and like at no point is this dealt with. Like there's no sniper in here. Like what you do when people are dropping on you, you got to change your spawn to this spot and get some reg inf and some snipers and just clean it up. And like J-Man's bunker bustering us right now. Ugh, it's brutal. And he gets lucky and doesn't get burned there. That's actually a critical thing. And it's finally okay. Agent, the support player, is doing drops when Donald Duck is not doing drops. And I don't know, like that should have gone to the armor player or the inf player first. Like the armor player should be doing light tank. Like basically the algorithm that you use is like, hey, infantry player, are your drops done cooldown? And do you have enough TA to do drops? Because the infantry player should be just continuously dropping when they have cooldown done. And if they are done their cooldown, then armor player is your infantry drops done cooldown. And then if it's not, then okay, armor player, are your tank drops done cooldown? And then if they are not, then they get the TA. So you kind of work your way down the drop priority. You know, random scan, that's not gonna do much. Like, we should be clearing this for the drops over here. But there's so many light tanks. Holy shit. It's still so close. Like, think of how close this was. Like, their double armor didn't work very well, and it gave us a good lead. And then their nuke really fucked us up. And look at this. If we can just kill this fort and decap, we're going to get a brutal tick on them. But again, like, look, light tank. Like, Clark does a clutch light tank. Again, we don't control these woods. They're pushing here, and 50 TA on these. Oh my god. But it might be enough to allow the cap. So Agent goes with the cap, but we don't have any, like, finally an air player is dropping light tanks. So again, like, the algorithm has failed. Like, the armor player should be dropping light tanks. And it's so close. We're trying to push it over, trying to decap this. I guess if I was heavy air, I could have killed that. Unfortunate. And it's so close. But, again, like, we're spamming Arties. Like, that's not going to win the game, guys. And USA wins by, like, 1.5%. And honestly, like, I'm not even that mad about this loss because, like, these teams are just so despair. Like, One Cool Douche is maybe, like, you know, he's a good at support, I guess. Like, he's not, like, pro-level support. But these teams are... And, like, Clark is obviously a giant drag on the team. But, like, compared to these two teams, like, the pedigree's very different. And with the fact that we got it so close is pretty telling. And there's just so many things that we could have done to win. Like, the second nuke from Diamer... If those 80 points were spent on combo drops on the sides, and if the research was defended, and if light tanks were dropped on the beach a little bit more, the game would have been won by us easily. So it's a failure in TA expenditure, which is, I think, the classic blunder. The most classic of blunders is the TA expenditure. Like, look, we outscored them. Look at that. Like... baffling. But yeah, it was a good game. I'm not mad about losing, and I think the medium air played well. Like, it forced them to go medium air eventually anyways, so, like, fuck everybody who says medium air shouldn't be played in match modes. But yeah, good game. Hopefully we can do some more match modes. And yeah, take it easy, guys.